Hey coin collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And we're talking about the 1976 Kennedy half dollar today, the Bicentennial half. And here's Kennedy on the front of it right here. Liberty above his head and around the front. In God under his chin, we trust behind him. And 1976 here. And that's because it was the Bicentennial half dollar. In 1976, they also put out a bunch of other coins, and so we'll look through those, and then we'll go back to the half, and we'll talk about all the valuable halves from 1976 and how to collect them. In 1976, they also put out the penny, and notice here that there's not a 1976 on the penny. Not all the coins had the bicentennial changes on it. So this is just a regular Lincoln penny, just a regular Jefferson nickel that you can see here, 1976 on it. Just a regular Roosevelt dime, so nothing special on the dime in 1976, front or the back. But then you get to the quarter and you see that the quarter itself, 1776, 1976, this is a Denver one, you can see the D there. And then on the back they changed the back too. So this is the drummer boy quarter, United States of America at the top. We got the torch and the 13 stars around E pluribus unum, and then down here it says $quarter. So the $quarter was a clad copper-centered quarter, but they did change the front and the back. And then the Eisenhower dollar, and there's Ike right there, 1776, 1976, again a clad one. But they do have a silver Ike for that year, and we'll talk about that when we talk about this silver Kennedy halves. On the back of the Eisenhower dollar, it used to be the eagle landing on the moon. But for the bicentennial year, they put the Liberty Bell and the moon on the back of the half. So this only came out for 1 year on the Eisenhower. The next year, 1977, was back to normal. Now, let's take a look at those half dollars. So in 1975, they didn't put out a half dollar, but they did produce some of these bicentennial half dollars. So you won't find a Kennedy half dollar with the year 1975 on it. They didn't mint any of those. They only minted these coins in 1975 and then put them out in 1976. This one here is a clad one. You can see on the back, they changed the back from the eagle back on the regular Kennedy halves to a Independence Hall back. And let's take a look at that Independence Hall. United States of America at the top, 200 years of freedom it says here, E pluribus unum, Independence Hall, and then our 13 stars are down here. And they always try to put the 13 stars on the half to represent the original 13 colonies of the United States. Then at the bottom it says half dollar. This is a pretty heavy half. It weighs 11.3 grams. And it is a clad half. At the Philadelphia Mint, they did not put a mint mark on it, so you see no mint mark. That means it's Philly. They made $234 million. It's 75% copper, 25% nickel covering over a pure copper center. The auction record for one of these is $3,100, but PCGS has graded one of these at a mint state 67 plus, just one of them. It's worth $6,000 for Philly. What about the Denver Mint? Well, the Denver Mint, it'll have the D, and you can see the D right there. This was back when they were putting the filled-in Ds. They made $287.5 million. The auction record is a mint state 65 for $4,400, but that's a specialty coin. The actual highest graded half right now is a mint state 67 plus. It's worth about $2,300. From PCGS. They also came out with two different San Francisco Mint coins, and here's the first of them right here. And you can see that this is a beautiful half dollar. It is a deep cameo with Kennedy just popping off the coin. We look down here and you can see that there's an S there, and that's for the San Francisco Mint. And you can see just how good these halves are from 1976. Tip this one up on its edge and you see it's a clad one. So again, this is the copper-centered one. And then when we get to the back, you can see that the back is just as fine as the front. Just really shiny, really beautiful coin. See a little bit of coloring up in there, and sometimes you get that on these. This you like to see the nice colors. This has a little bit of bluing up there at the top, and that's not from the camera. That's just the way this coin metal cured. You can see some other little blue dots in there. If you get one of these with coloring all around it, or they call it a patina, this could be worth hundreds of dollars. This one here by itself, a clad or non-silver Kennedy half of 1976, the maximum value on these is probably going to be around $475 to $500 for a proof 70, or the best one you can get. Now, they also put out a silver version, and these generally came in the 3-piece sets, and you can tip it up on the side and you can see that it's silver. The outer layer is 80% silver, 20% copper, and the inner layer is 79% copper and 21% silver. So you can see a little bit of a hueing to this. So these coins essentially have about 40% silver in them. At the San Francisco Mint, they made 4 million silver uncirculated halves. You could buy it in a 3-piece Bicentennial Mint set that year, which would have a $50 in Eisenhower dollar that was silver, and a 40% silver also, and a quarter that was 40% silver. So these are out there, and if you're looking for them, they're generally going to come in the set. Sometimes it comes in a set with an envelope with just a plastic wrap on it, and then sometimes it comes in these hard cover sets. So look for these out there. The best of the silver ones goes for about $300, though there have been some sold at auction for as much as $4,370. If you're collecting them all, you need to get a silver San Francisco Mint, a regular clad San Francisco Mint, a Philadelphia Mint, one with no mint mark here, that's also going to be only in a clad, and a Denver one with a D mint mark. And that way you'll have all of the 4 halves that were made in 1976. Thanks for watching the DC Cornwall International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.